Show your belly, soft paw. The reel's roar echoed through the promenade. My nails translate to helpfully convey the meaning. Show you have learnt deference, and I might decide not to teach you fear. Maynell hassled through the crowd but stopped when he saw his partner moving forward at a much slower pace. Kelser had not even bothered to draw his stun whip. Shouldn't we hurry, Minor? Last Vril is going to attack. No need, Kelser bubbled. I've been waiting for this. I'm surprised it took so long. My nose eyestalks swiveled towards the gap in the crowd. He could see the Vril now, a male, a specimen large. His top set of arms were long, heavy with muscle, and spread wide in an intimidation gesture. His smaller arms were bent in front of it, ready to defend. His feet and all four of his hands were tipped with curved, wicked claws. His fangs were bared, and his free eyes glared at a two-armed biped, a human. It was as mine all feared. The Vril hated humans. They considered them to be prey animals, and the refusal of a prey animal to accept their dominance was an insult they could not forgive. The Royal Starfang Empire had gone to war over it, and their defeat at the hands of the Terran Federation had only stoked their hatred further. Vril growled another threat to the human. The human replied, but his voice did not carry far enough for Minor's translator to activate. Both creatures were unarmed. The only weapons allowed on 10 Rule Station were those used by security. Not that he needs one, Minor thought. The Vril were apex predators. Minor's stun wind felt small and ineffective in his tendrils. Should we not intervene, Kelser? He asked his partner. We've already had 2 human deaths this week. In both cases, the Vril responsible had fled to their ships before security could reach them. Their claw leaders have been heavily fined for the deaths, but there was poor consolation to the families of the victims. Nor did it act as a deterrent. The claw leaders had purred their pleasure as they paid. Just watch, rookie. Kelser's tone rippled with amusement. This is gonna be good. The Vril leapt for the human, grasping with his large set of arms. His head shot forward, seeking to crush the man's head in his fangs. Instead of screaming and dying, the human swept an arm under the predator's top arm, made an oddly graceful twisting motion with his legs and torso, and the Vril was flung to the ground. Both combatants had moved so swiftly Minor barely had time to flinch. The Vril let out a waft of air. The human took 2 steps towards it as the creature regained his feet. The man made another oddly graceful turning motion. His leg flashed out in an arc, coming down and across the predator's face. A yowl of pain, for sets of claws lashed out. The human parried to his side and twisted around the others, striking with his lower appendage a second time. His foot struck just below the Vril's knee. A much louder yell, and the creature fell, one leg useless. The creature scrambled on the ground, reaching for the man. The primate skipped back. The Vril followed. The man's arm shot forward, pulling the attacker's arm straight and to the side. The man struck behind the joint with the bottom of his hand. There was a sickening crunch as the Vril screamed and spun. Kelser remarked, "Humans are classified as prey animals. They have no claws or stingers or natural weapons. Their strength and speed are in the middle range for their size group." The human snapped another long arm. We all know how deadly an armed human is, but in places where they can't carry weapons, they are considered helpless. The human's foot arced down with graceful force, shattering the shoulder joint of a third arm. Vril have taken advantage of this to seek revenge for their wounded pride. Vril spun itself, lashing out with his remaining leg. What the Vril do not know is that there is a subset of humans that have used physical violence as an art form. The human definitely avoided the claws, wrapped himself around the appendage, and wrenched. Especially unarmed combat. They practice daily for hours on end, honing their violence the way musicians hone their skills with the quiga. They believe violence is art. Mino's voice was barely a whisper. He watched as a human destroyed and never joined on the helpless killing machine. He had never seen such brutality. Not just the violence, Kelser explained. They see the preparation for violence as a path to physical fitness and spiritual growth. They love to compete among themselves, and they especially relish fighting other species classed as apex predators. They are favored opponents. The humans consider them the ultimate test of skill. Vril was howling, crying. He was incapable of fighting back. The human moved along his broken limbs, breaking each remaining joint with methodical precision. Meinl slid forward, gripping his stun whip, but Kelser stopped him. "Wait," she said. "The human will tell us when it's time." "He'll kill him," Miner protested. "He won't," she assured him. "If he wanted him dead, he'd have done it already." They watched as the human finished breaking every joint on the Vril's limbs. Miner wanted to flee, to look away, but he did not. Kelser stood impassively, and he did not want to disappoint his partner. "Why are we not briefed on these humans?" Miner asked. "If they are so dangerous?" Kelser made an undulating motion, the Oakland equivalent of a shrug. "They don't usually cause problems. Martial artists enjoy competition, but they rarely pick fights. It is considered bad form." Meinl's eye stalk fluttered, signaling confusion. "They think it's rude," Karslauer explained. "Other martial artists will look down at them for it." When the last two joints were shattered, the human sat legs crossed next to the Vril's head. His tone was matter-of-fact. "You see humans as soft, weak prey. This is not correct." Vril growled. Before he could speak, the human plucked out one of his eyes. He waited for the beast to stop screaming, then probably ate the eye in front of him. "We are predators, apex, as you would say. Your people have failed to learn this lesson in war, so now you must learn in other ways. You will bear a message to your people. You will be a message to your people. We are not your prey. If you continue to provoke us, you will become ours." The human race is gaze to meet. Kelser's eye stalks met his. He stood. Chaos stepped forward. Miner moved to back her up, still holding the stun whip. "Vril," she said. "Identify yourself, please." Vril attempted to speak. He could not do so properly. His jaw had been dislocated. Miner's translator compensated. Thrid hissed of the red tooth. "I would. Is this human charged with assault?" Kelser turned to the human. "Human, identify yourself, please." The human placed his hands together and bent his torso. Miner's translator interpreted the motion as a bow, a sign of respect. "Greetings, officers. I am Kazuma Sato of the Tenryl Kenji Dojo." Kelser turned back to the Vril. "The only assault was committed by you, Shrifts. We observed you attempting to kill Mr. Sato. He is within his rights to defend himself." "You saw and did not stop," Triff growled. Kelser cut him off. "He was within his rights to kill you if he wanted." Kelser spoke firmly. "This is the third murder attempt committed by your species on this station. If there is another, your people will be removed from the herd group." "What?" Shriff hissed. "You wouldn't dare. The real Starfang Empire has trading rights by treaty. Banning us would be an act of war." "It would," Kelser agreed. "You misunderstand me. We will not ban you from trading at the station. We will simply remove you from herd group status. You will no longer be under the protection of our security." Miner's translator interpreted the Vril's expression as confusion. Kelser linked very close and stared. "Truth eyes talk to eye. We will let the humans hunt you.